right, 93.9 WLVB, and throughout this month of May, and we've been doing this for many years, we've been collaborating with the folks at Lamoille County Mental Health Services to recognize May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. And every Tuesday, we've been chatting with folks from Lamoille County Mental Health Services, and this is our final get-together with the folks from Lamoille County Mental Health. And today we're talking with Chris Younce, who is the Developmental Services Coordinator at Lamoille County Mental Health. Good to have you on today, Chris.
Good, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So, Developmental Services Coordinator. So, tell us what that is and what you do.
Yeah, so we provide services, a whole broad range of services. And so the area that I focus on is primarily within the realm of augmentative alternative communication support. I work with the Vermont Communication Task Force, and we develop training for helping to broaden awareness around augmentative alternative communication needs. And so we in DS actually view communication as a basic civil right, no matter how a person can communicate. Some people need more support with their communication than others, and our mission is to take on a person-centered approach to addressing their communication needs and discover what mode plays to their strengths and works best for them.
Right. So you're talking about individuals who are having trouble communicating just due to health issues or, well, I mean, through no fault of their own, that because even despite what their malady may be, they still have to be able to communicate how they're feeling and, and what they're doing.
That's right. Yeah, and so that's why we take on a person-centered approach, because not every mode works well for every person. Needs vary from person to person. So, and even regardless of what you have, let's say the person with cerebral palsy or who is on the autism spectrum, for example, they may not be able to use their voice to communicate in traditional ways. So, or their voice may be unreliable or difficult to understand, in which case they have an augmentative alternative communication need, which or AAC for short.
Right. So do you actually train the folks that actually work with the individuals, or do you actually work with the individuals yourself?
Yeah, so we do referrals for speech and language pathologists who will do an AAC assessment and figure out what communication mode will work best for that person. So AAC is a broad topic that's basically defined as any communication mode other than verbal that either augments or supplements a person's communication ability or substitutes their verbal communication by alternative means. So we work with speech and language pathologists to help develop a plan around a person's communication and what they need for support. And so oftentimes we'll have staff work with our individual teams and the speech and language pathologists to train and things like that.
Now, you do this, of course, through Lamoille County Mental Health Services, but of course there's mental health services throughout the entire state. Do you all kind of set up a policy for all of the mental health services? Because, I mean, with it being kind of the issues that folks have to deal with in communicating, do you set up kind of a statewide or agency-wide format?
Yeah, there's a statewide guideline within the services that we provide, and that's part of what the task force has been so instrumental in providing a guideline for in regards to best practices specifically, and what's required when someone receives services who has a communication goal or a communication need. Then when we make those referrals, we work with speech and language pathologists to develop those goals and clearly define them from team to team. And oftentimes those specialists are through the hospital, and so those require a collaboration with the person's primary caregiver, or primary caregiver and primary support team as well as the primary care physician.
Because you can almost imagine from the person's standpoint who is having the issues, how frustrating it must be for them that they aren't able to communicate and tell folks, what they're going through.
Absolutely, yeah. So, if anyone encounters an AAC user, it's important, I think, just to bear in mind that they're doing the best that they can to communicate their thoughts and feelings in the most accessible means possible for them. Some require more response time than others, and all of which want the same thing that we all desire, being social connection, which we in DS recognize that's just as essential as conveying wants and needs. So regardless of what communication mode is being used, communication support best practices kind of begins and ends with respect to the presumption of competence for any individual who have AAC needs or otherwise. And so in support of this, I think it's important to remember that just because someone can't speak doesn't mean that they don't have anything to say or that they can't understand what's being said to them.
Exactly. That's why it must be, quite frustrating for folks who are having those issues to be able to, and how important your services are to them to be able to communicate and to continue living a normal life.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do our best to help support them as and work with what they have to work with.
Right.
And a great resource for anyone interested in the subject is the film Wretches and Jabberers, starring Vermont's very own Tracy Thresher and Larry Bessinek, as well as two of the state's master communication trainers and communication specialists, Harvey Lavoie and Pascal Chang, which the film documents actually Tracy's and Larry's global quest to shift people's attitudes and assumptions of disability using their preferred AAC mode.
Well, to find out more about this particular program or anything else that deals with mental health issues, Lamar County Mental Health Services, of course, is a great asset to the Lamar County and Lamar Valley community, and has been for a long time, and we're always proud to be able to share much of what you folks do throughout the agency throughout the month of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. And Chris Younce joining us this morning, the Developmental Services Coordinator with Lamar County Mental Health Services. If folks want to find out more, Chris, how do they go about even contacting you if they would like more information or have any questions?
So our website is a great resource, lamoral.org. You can find quite a bit of our information on right there. And yeah, we're out and about in the field often, our staff as well as our service coordinators.
You folks do great work throughout the entire agency, and it's been great having you and all the others on throughout this month of May, and just to tell what a great asset you folks are at Lamar County Mental Health Services. And thanks for your contribution to the program today, and best of wishes and best of work to all of you at Lamar County Mental Health.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Chris. Good talking to you, Chris. Thank you.
Likewise. Take care.
Okay. Chris Younce, the Developmental Services Coordinator for Lamoille County Mental Health Services. Again, go to lamoille.org to find out more about their various services. And it's great having them on again throughout this month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month.